and enhancement levels.
Yeah. So like I was like, in some way it's kind of like that idea where like you don't want someone who's barely even grinded to be
To get the same
just as
achievements,
beat up. Yeah, exactly. as you who spent so much effort into it, blood, sweat, and tears into the grind kind of thing.
Right. That's why when that happened, I was just like, I can sympathize with that idea. Like it does suck because you have these support ults to take you because you sometimes can't get that gear level on your main without the content that you want to do.
Yeah.
I understood the
also...
equation both ways.
Yeah. Well, did you want to say something, Sky?
Oh, I think it reflects a lot on the difference in spending culture between the East and the West.
Yeah.
Oh,
because I think over there, like, yeah, especially on things like video games, I think over there they'd just be like, if you're not geared as a DPS, they're gonna be like, oh, just suck it up and grind, or like, just suck it up and pay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I think here it's far more acceptable to be casual.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of people here who, I guess, tried to put in the time, then can't because of like real life issues, and then complain.
Yeah.
Well, not saying that complaining is a bad thing, but basically just saying that they don't think the game is worth their time because it takes them so much effort just to achieve that amount. And I think it's understandable, but at the same time, like this is like in its base, this is still a Korean game, and people over there are more willing to grind than probably people over here.
Yeah.
So I think it's just an interesting difference that carried over.
Yeah. With that in mind, also just being a Korean game, do you think it create? Okay, what are your thoughts on the gap between like those quotation mark middle class players and the people who grind hard? Do you think in NA server there is too much of a gap, or do you think the gap is fine, like in NA?
I think the gap will always exist regardless of server. I think it just comes down to how populated each of the classes are, makes any sense. So say for example, like there may be a lot more endgame players in the Korean server than in NA, for example.
Okay, fair.
I don't think this is something that I can really speak about. Mostly because I haven't really been in contact with those who are casual. Basically.
Yeah.
For example, like in this case, Meteor doesn't count because Meteor has put in the time, like to grind out all of this stuff, and it's not. And I think considering where the vast majority of the player base are, I don't think Meteor's progress can be counted as the average casual player.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
But yeah, basically I just haven't really been in contact with those kinds of people. So because of that, I don't particularly have a strong perspective. Well, I don't have a strong understanding of their perspective.
Okay, fair. Okay, actually, with that in mind, I brought a question. How would you guys classify yourself as an L-sword player? Like, are you hardcore or casual or like diligent but not hardcore or kind of thing? I don't know if there's an in-between between hardcore and casual.
I personally would say I'm kind of in the middle. Because I think if I was truly hardcore, one of the attributes I'm missing as a player is the power of making ults. I don't make hardly any ults. I don't take advantage of that at all. Like if I actually did, like I would at least have, if I was hardcore, I would at least have minimum 3 ults doing birthright. Like
okay, I feel like if you're a hardcore Elsa grinder, you'd probably already have all the L book unlocked kind of thing.
Right, you would utilize everything this game has to offer you, every advantage, and all that. And I think hardcore works for both paid and non-paid as well. You could be a hardcore free-to-play player as well. So I would definitely say I'm in the middle. Definitely more towards the high end because I
plus 11.
Yeah, I do have plus 11 VOS. I am at Evolution 3. My Spirit Stones are pretty much almost done. So high end, but still I would say in the middle.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I would say the same for you. Kale says they're casual somewhat, or somewhat casual. Oh, interesting. I would say, I don't know about me. I feel like, well, at least before I started my 30-day grind challenge, I was definitely casual. I did switch to casual because like I just couldn't juggle Elsa and Genshin at the same time, and I just had to prioritize one over the other kind of thing. But right now, I'd say a little bit more on the grinding a bit more side of things because I'm actually grinding every day and burning my stamina every day right now. I don't know what it's gonna be like afterwards though. We'll see. We'll see from there.
Speaking of grinding, do you guys happen to know have I told you guys about the highest ERP and I mean the NA server?
In the NA server? Oh, I actually talked about it a lot on my stream, but I thought that it's still Inukai who has the highest ERP.
Oh no, I meant the highest, and I meant the highest ERP and I mean in NA.
Oh yeah, you have talked about them, but I forgot their name and I would like to learn it again.
It's Legioho.
Is it really Legio?
Here's a really funny thing. So they're friends with a person named Flan. Flan is like the second highest LP in the game. They're somewhere around 5. I want to say they're somewhere around 590. I don't actually know. I don't usually grind with Flan. I'm in contact with them, so I don't know for sure. But
oh, speaking of Flan, actually, someone in my chat said that Flan is catching up to Inukai's ERP.
Yeah,
like I haven't remembered myself. Oh, okay, yeah. It's someone in my chat. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Actually, I don't know about catching up to Inukai because again, I don't know what their ERP is, but they're definitely like they're either second highest or somewhere above there. But anyway, the funny part is there was a period of time where it was over a couple. I want to say like it's been at least like a year or something, but kind of like I think there was a time where Fine had to study, so they took a break for a couple months. But basically, every day for like months on end, they were burning stamina in 13.3 on 2 characters every day, and then obviously to get that amount of grind in without having to frustrate themselves too much, they need an F8 slave, right? And guess who the F8 slave was? It was Lagia. So as a result, Lagia's ERP is like 560. The F2P, their reforges are like all 15, and they are plus 11. Actually, I don't even know what their weapon enhancement level is, but I know that for sure that the armor is not plus 11.
Oh.
They don't raid unless people like drag them to. Basically, they're actually kind of casual.
What?
And they gear. Lagia is less. Okay, put things into perspective. Lagia is less gear than Meteor is.
Wow, I'm so surprised.
But his ERP is 560.
Yeah, I'm so surprised because typically, you expect like people with high ERP, they probably like grind their like they probably grind so much, kind of thing, like, and probably have the best gear. And no, he's got the same gear as an average Elsa player. Like, wow. It's like when you realize when a celebrity is actually also a human.
Yeah, it's like he just happened to be Flan's F8 slave. That's why he is where he is.
How did that happen? I'm so curious now. How did he become?
He just went with Flan, right? Who's the second highest?
Yeah, like because Flan keeps Flan keeps on dragging him to raid. To grind. So it's like Flan says every day, like, hey, let's go grind, and then could be go out for the next like 3 hours.
Yeah, so.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's a huge thing too. Like, that's actually one of the biggest things that I realize I need to recommend to people. Like, one of the biggest things when you join this game is finding a community and like finding people that you mesh with and to play with.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I hard agree. Because every time like people ask me, oh, how do you find the motivation to grind? And I'm like, have friends to grind with. Like, definitely. Like, if I was doing the 30-day challenge, like for example, me right now, I'm doing the 30-day Elsword grind challenge, right? And then I was like, if Media was not here grinding with me, I probably would have given up or like just hated the game so much from the like first week onwards or something. Because I realized how long it takes me to burn all my stamina if I was on my own.
Yeah,
it's hard. Yeah,
and then imagine having to queue every time and you waste like 30 seconds in queue every time.
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with like and then I'm not saying that randoms are necessarily bad and like not to hate on the fact that randoms exist. But inevitably, like, randoms are less reliable.
Yeah, they're unreliable. You can definitely say that.
It's just inconsistent.
And you take longer.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like because it's inconsistent because it's all people play at different skill level, so you're not playing with the same skill level like every time. So you have to kind of it's almost like you have to change up. If you're playing with randoms, you got to change up how you play to match what you're
yeah.
the random in your party is playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. For example, in Trosh's
Yeah.
Nest, if they go bottom and you always go bottom, oh, now suddenly you have to go top.
It's why I usually like wait to see where they go and then let them go first and then.
Yeah.
Well.
I always just like autopilot mode, just keep going bottom, and then even if they go bottom with me, I just keep going bottom because I'm just like I hate top. I should fix that though. Okay, so some other things I wanted to talk about in regards to Elsword, like just mainly just things that happened this week. Elsword tournament happened this week.
Oh, okay.
Today was the last day.
Yeah, today was the last day. Has the results come out?
Yeah. I don't know who third place was. Second place was Hero, and first place was Virm Rex.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Dang. Okay. I was surprised. Not gonna lie. I was expecting Hero to win.
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah, definitely. But then I got on stream today and I saw Hero streaming like at the same time as our podcast.
Yeah, his stream's name is like second place, something like that.
The second place, but at what cost? And I'm like, oh, he came second. I was just really surprised because I thought I was expecting him to come first, kind of thing. But I think I remember him talking about like the tournament and mentioning how like he hasn't won a tournament in a long time or something.
He like I think Hero has definitely like maybe notorious is the right word, I'm not sure. But he definitely has a reputation for sure, of being like a really good PvP player. But I think in reality he hasn't got first place in a tournament for a while, or as many as you would expect. Like he definitely does top 3, but in terms of first place, I think that's more rare. Not to say that he's a bad player, of course. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just like, I think a lot of people expect him to like always be first place, but I don't necessarily think he always gets first place.
Yeah. I think they were memeing about how like he's stuck in second place or something.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that was a big meme for sure.
Dang. Alright. Other than that though, I hope I don't know. I would like to see him win one, just cause like iconic kind of thing, and he has so many fans. It'd just be nice just to see the hype when he does win one. How did because Media, I know Media was one of the judges for.
I was a judge for round 1. Oh gosh, that was. Yikes! Oh my goodness, the amount of people that like. I had to like find okay, the main problem when I was judging round 1 is no shows. That was the main problem. Just people just straight up not showing up. Like cuz we're in so first of all, we're in a Discord for these, right? So I can just easily contact people. There were plenty of people just not in this Discord for whatever reason. So like I had to whisper them in game, and sometimes they weren't logged on, and like whenever they were logged on, I was like, yeah, it's time for your round. Are you coming? And like one dude was just like, nah, I'm not coming. I dropped out. And I was just like, yeah, thanks for telling us. Like, thanks for telling. Like, I had to literally contact this guy, be like, are you coming for your match? Be like, nah, I'm dropping out. Like, did you tell anybody? Like, what did you think would happen?
Oh no!
You're supposed to know that. And I was just like, okay, that's fine, all right, you know.
Media was acting nice, but deep down, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna make you burn.
And then there's just because I had to keep telling people. I was just like, because I don't think I had any match where both people weren't here, so it was always just like, oh, I've postponed your match because your opponent isn't here. Just wait a bit. So I can only imagine from the player side of things, you know, there's these participants who are just like, you know, have anxiety and things like that about playing in a match, and I had to keep telling them, you know, wait on your match because they're waiting for your opponent. So they're probably, their anxiety is building, like, oh my goodness. You know, of course, eventually we gave them a time limit, and when the time limit ran out, the people who were here obviously moved on. The people who weren't here didn't move on.
Also, the fact that I feel like Media through text, he's very serious and he's very like business-like kind of thing. You probably scared. I imagine you probably scared them even more while they were nervously waiting. Media.
Oh, maybe.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, guys, if you sign up for tournaments, just for people watching at home, and just please show up.
Or at least let people know in advance.
Yeah, at least if you're dropping out, let people know.
Yeah, even in real life, yeah, kind of
Yeah,
situation.
even if you say like 5 minutes earlier, like, hey, I'm not coming.
Yeah, at least that's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Just be like,
just tell us.
yeah, be like, oh, sorry, something happened. I might not be able to make it. I'm super sorry about it. Late notice. Just like be very courteous about it, and then people would be like more chill. Because I can tell you from my experience, like one time, like the first 2v2 tournament I signed up with Elsod, it was a it wasn't 2v2. It was a 3v3 tournament, and what happened was two of us were here. Two of us were here. Our third player, for some reason, was at work, even though they told us they'd be free on the day of the tournament.
Yikes.
Exactly. And then my other partner, he was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna take a shower." 5 minutes before it was our turn to PvP, and then
Yikes.
and then I was alone to deal with it, and I was panicking so much because this was my first tournament I've ever signed up, and I was like, "Oh, shitting myself." I'm like, "Oh no, what do I tell Raiden and Rush, man?" And then I was like trying to message them through the Twitch chat, but they couldn't see my messages, and then they messaged me on Discord and in game, and then I told them, "Oh, my other two party members are not here yet. Like they're not arriving." And then they're like, "Oh, well, huh?" They were just like very judgmental attitude, and I was like panicking. I was like, "Oh my god, where are they?" Kind of thing. And then they were trying to invite me to the spa room, right? Yeah, in the panic, among the panic as well. I was just like very flustered, and I was just like I just kind of embarrassed myself as well, and I had to apologize to them afterwards for everything. Yeah, so I think like guys, if you guys decide to plan on something, please show up. It's just like even if you don't show up, it's bad for the person, your opponent. It's annoying for your opponent. It's annoying for your teammates if you're doing a 2v2, and it's also annoying for the GMs who are hosting the tournament, because just like when you go away to host your event and then people sign up and then they don't show up, it feels a bit disrespectful kind of thing.
Yeah, because Go ahead.
At least like, because this person is already going out of their way to organize this, they already have to put in the work.
Yeah.
So it's best to show some respect to that by trying to make things as painless as possible.
Yeah.
But of course, like sometimes like emergencies happen.
Of course.
As long as long as you communicate and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't show up. Something happens," and that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Please
communicate, guys. Yeah. Just communicate. If you guys, it's okay to be flustered. If you feel like you messed up, just apologize, and people will be fine with it. They'll chill. They'll usually accept apologies. Yeah. I believe. Media mentioned. Did you say like one of the potential consequences of not showing up after you signed up is that you might
be barred from future tournaments.
Yeah. I was so scared because both my teammates didn't show up, and I thought I was gonna get blacklisted from future tournaments, honestly. But luckily, But I apologized, and then they didn't mind about me showing up to the next like pop up PvP stuff. So
I think it's important to. Oh, I think it's important to note here that you made it very clear that you didn't do this maliciously.
Yeah. So, I went in. Yeah, I went into both Rush and Raiden's DMs, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry about what happened. I need to clear up some misunderstanding. I was just like, I said the wrong words to the wrong people. I hope you guys didn't take it off like that. I had to like apologize. It was like so embarrassing. Low key PTSD from it, but it's all good now. We've recovered.
Yeah.
Okay. Second.
Now Raiden just makes jokes about firing you.
Yeah. Firing me before I'm not even hired. Firing me just bullied. I'm getting bullied. Not even hired. Second 2v2 tournament though, it went well because my partner actually like she was very keen for it. She was very keen for it as well. She was there for me, so I'm like, I had a lot of fun that second one. until Charlie and Wishlock whipped my ass in the second one.
Yeah, but I say you weren't getting out of that one.
Yeah, no. Look, our goal for that match was we wanted to get at least one kill on one of them, and we did manage to do that, even if they were going a bit easy. So we're taking that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, PvP this week, and I don't think there's anything else in particular to mention in regards to Elsa this week. Do you guys have anything you want to mention?
Not particularly.
What is
Actually, let's
it?
see if we have anything.
If are you talking about just NA or elsewhere as a game?
Anything else
Oh,
related? Anything else?
Code Antithese. I think that'd be cool to talk about.
Oh yeah! I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah, Code Antithese came out.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone keeps coming to my DMs asking, "Hey, did you see Antithese?" And I'm like, yes, of course. I have. Like, she's 4th job. I've got to have seen her. There's no way I can get away from the news in this community. Yeah.
Have you seen anything about her, Sky?
Mostly lore. I haven't actually seen her gameplay yet.
Okay.
Fair.
What do you think about the lore?
I think it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's because at least like she represents quality in people that I hate the most.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also represents it in a way that I like, I guess.
Right.
Because
like.
Go ahead. She's like toxic positivity, the class.
Right.
she shows you her whole story shows you how destructive it can be to be positive all the time.
Because it evolves into a massive ego, an extremely massive ego.
Yeah. She's
like narcissistic.
Yeah, she gives tyrannical queen vibes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because like everything else is wrong. Only she's right.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Actually, someone mentioned some topic of interest in regards to Antithesis in chat. She got nerfed like day 2 of her release. Yeah. I think understandably so, because from what I was told of her support capabilities, it was like ridiculously good. Yeah, I was just like, someone else mentioned that there was something that gave 100% defense ignore apparently.
No, it was 100% damage reduction, like Gemini.
100% damage reduction. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like Gemini.
I think the important part is that she is probably not supposed to be she's probably not designed to be a support, but she already has is that Celestia?
Yeah, she has healing. She has healing, cooldown acceleration, the damage reduction thing. Something else.
Wait, wouldn't she kind of be like an essential support? What?
Well, yeah, I don't know the depths of the healing and things like that. But it's all really.
Well, the healing was like let me pull up the infographic. Hold on. But does she have cooldown acceleration? I don't remember.
I think it was just bravery cooldown acceleration, but I do remember cooldown. It might have been. It might have been self. It might have been self buff. I'm not sure.
Or it could have been raw, just cooldown, you get a couple seconds left off.
Yeah.
So this is post. So this infographic is post nerf. So white box's effectiveness got cut in half. From 16 from max. I think the max used to be 32 or 30 physical attack. Now it's capped at 16.
Yeah, that too. She gave 32 physical attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Friday either got a duration nerf or is completely unchanged. But the effects of Friday are completely unchanged.
Okay.
Then the plus 30% damage, plus 20% damage taken is still there, but I don't know whether the duration was changed or not.
Wait, there's a skill called Friday?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's just like Tony Stark's AI.
No. Okay, real quick tangent. All of her skills are named after, tech things. She has a skill called Trojan, which is like a giant hobby horse, pony thing. It's obviously, it's named Trojan. She has a skill called Backdoor, which is getting into the back door for a virus. Etc. Etc.
Oh, her skills are named after viruses.
Yeah, viruses or tech things. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cute. Okay, I need to tell my friend that, cause my friend Quarter, she's a huge Eve stan, right? And she studies what is it called? Software engineering. Yeah. She does software engineering as for her major in uni. I'm like, she'd probably be interested in this because she's such an Eve stan as well.
Oh, and the one of the best parts too. Do you remember from the trailer where all those arrow boxes popped up and then the Welcome to Utopia goes there?
Oh yeah.
That skill is called Michelangelo, based on the first ever computer virus that was ever discovered. It was discovered in Australia, funny enough. It went undetected until the day of Michelangelo's birthday. That's why it's called Michelangelo.
What the heck?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
that's so cute.
Yeah, I love her. Her. Oh my goodness! Like Code Antithese's lore and like just how they built this character with all these like references is mwah. It's so good.
Yeah, I like that they're. Oh wait, that's so cute. Okay, I like that they're referring to the. It's like I'm learning something, and a bit of history encapsulated in the skill kit. That's very cute.
Another thing too, she probably has one of the most unique passives I've ever seen in my entire life. It is a passive centered around Remy. So for those of you who don't know, Remy gets broken very badly and abused throughout this entire path. If you have a Code Essentia in your party, she gets all skill damage 10% and HP increase 30%.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so specific, so random, but it's so interesting because that's such a big lore. Like that's a lore thing right there.
Yeah. Typically in Elsa, I don't see much of like lore correlation with lore or anything.
Yeah.
Aside from your like bare bones, overheat kills your HP, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like this is actual like lore weaved into her gameplay, which is really cool. Really cool.
Brixie in chat says Code Antithesis. Antithesis means opposite, and it's the opposite of Code Essentia. It lines up.
Pretty much, yeah. She's pretty much Code opposite. She's opposite of everything that Eve is.
You know what? This is making me like her even more. I'm
so
glad.
Such a cool character, lore-wise.
Dude, it's times like this I enjoy podcasts because I get updated on the latest news and stuff from media. Yes. Oh dang. Wow. Okay, I need to tell my friend that quarter then, because like she's gonna absolutely geek out about it when she knows all this. Yeah. So all I've reacted to is just like some light like gameplay stuff. I saw her run animation.
Oh, it's cursed, but also not cursed.
I don't particularly like it. I wish they made her run like maybe Rena or something rather than run like Larby.
Yeah. Have you seen that, Sky?
I have not. I mean, I know that she can't fly anymore, but...
Yeah. So the Code Unknown disables her flight system, so she has to run now, and it looks very similar to Labby's run, and it's also kind of cursed because Eve's running.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I saw a video where someone could still infinitely fly with her, but
she can high jump, like high jump.
Yeah. But I think like even if she wanted to infinitely fly, if you wanted to try implement that in PvP, it would be a bit I guess not as practical because it does cost mana to use that. You have to use an active to keep flying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like back in the days when Nova Imperator had the Haze Explosion Flame Sword that didn't put them into freefall mode, and you could just keep going up and up.
Oh yeah.
Good times.
I remember that.
I was sad that they clipped his wings. When he couldn't fly as well as he used to. But it's okay. All good things must come to an end. Okay. I think the fourth path might be the darkest path. Actually, we had a discussion about this.
Yeah, it's low-key dark. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's like... It gives me, like, dystopian
It's unnerving,
vibes.
I think. Disturbing, unnerving.
Yeah, it gives me, like, dystopian vibes, actually. Like,
definitely.
Like, they're doing this for a good cause, but at what cost kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, because, like...
Yeah.
L-Boy's protecting the L, but he doesn't have his own personality anymore. Eve is the perfect queen in her eyes, but it's all in her head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like she's achieved her goal of rebuilding the kingdom and being the queen, but it's all in her head. Like it's all in her head.
Yeah.
I had someone in my stream mention his as well. He was thinking his theory was all the fourth path is gonna be like something that all the characters the cast were scared of becoming. So like, I think he said that apparently in Elsword's case, he was scared of being consumed by the L kind of thing. But then in fourth path, he kind of is consumed by the L.
Then, more or less,
yeah. And then I forgot what he said about Eve, but there was something similar with Eve where like she's scared of. I forgot what she was scared of, but it happened with it kind of happened a little bit with Antithesis, and I'm like, that's a valid theory too. Everyone can have their theories.
Right. And another thing that's really cool about the class is like just kind of the combining of a lot of different themes. It's surprising how well they all work together, because if you think about it, right, like a computer virus forces the computer to do something, right? But you know, like, I guess you could also say at the same time, maybe it feels joy while it's doing it, because it's just doing this thing. And, like, that's kind of meshes well with the idea that, like, she's living in, like, a fantasy kind of world in her own mind, you know?
True,
Like,
yeah.
She's essentially being affected by a virus, but it's making her feel happy, making her feel good. Like, and it ties really well with how her skills work and things like that, because, like, as we've said, all these skills are based off of, like, internet viruses and, like, how hackers can get in and things like that. But they all also have attributes of, like, fairy tales and, like, you know, fantastic stories, like the Trojan. That's obviously the Trojan virus, but it's like a pink hobby horse, like that dances around.
That's what it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a little pink rocking chair horse that just goes around and then it gets corrupted. And, like, what is it? There's another skill she has where she opens up a giant stage play curtain, and there's these two Nasads, like, acting out like Romeo and Juliet, like, kind of thing. But
yo, that's kind of creepy.
Fairy
tales kind of creepy.
Right, but the creepy part too is, like, these Nasads have alteraces on their heads.
Oh.
Yeah, when you see them in the stage play, if you look at them, they have alteraces on their heads. And
which makes it very fitting that her abbreviation is CA.
Yeah, right, crowd contaminated area. And, like, another cool thing too is she has, like, corrupted versions of other path skills. So her Heaven's Fist, you know, from Code Essentia, when she tries to do Heaven's Fist, you know how it just punches down, whatever?
Yeah.
The fist will punch down, but then it just breaks and then explodes.
Oh.
Like, it just doesn't work properly.
Yeah,
and
it's like a broken
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost her trying to activate these other codes she would have access to, but because of this virus, they're all corrupted and they don't quite work that well.
Yeah.
Same thing with, what is it called? Junk Break? You know, the giant drill?
Junk Break.
Yeah, her actual Junk Break, it tries to do Junk Break, and it works for a little bit, but then it just topples over and explodes.
Oh, yeah, okay,
yeah. And she tries to do a Code Sariel skill too, which is like a lock-on kind of thing, but they're only, like, individuals, and they're kind of have a corrupted look to them.
Okay. Yeah. Nitro Kage says, recently found out that Raven's arm was created by controlled by King Nessa. What if his fourth path is him being controlled again? Okay, so actually, yeah, in regards to that, my theory with fourth path was it's all the L Search party if they never met the L Search party kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just them if they were solo the whole time. So I think, like, if they were always solo the whole time, then I feel like there's a high chance that fourth path Raven is going to be him just under the mind control kind of thing.
Yeah. I think my thing with that, though, is that, like, something would have to happen with that because King Nasad's dead by second job.
Oh, yeah.
So it's either the mind control goes haywire and, you know, does he go insane, or does somebody else take over the mind control? Like, what's going on there?
True. Like, does he break out of the mind control, or does he just wander aimlessly like a shell?
Yeah. Does he turn into, like, a mute, or essentially, because he's mind controlled, but there's no one to mind control him. You know?
Yeah.
Well, there will become a situation where, like, he becomes like so ridden with guilt about what he's done under the mind control that he just goes, like, screw this.
No!
I don't want to be here anymore. You can take control of me. I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
No, Raven! Oh, he's making me sad.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, these pads are the polar opposites, personality-wise, of the canon pads. Canon Elboy is very cheerful. He's the main character. He has a lot of energy. The Genesis is the exact opposite. Very stoic, low energy, like, very serious, like Ain. Eve is the same. Eve is she wants to be a fair queen. She's very nice, kind of stoic. She's very stoic at the same time, very cold.
It's kind of righteous, yeah.
Yeah, but this one is, like, tyrannical. She has that grin, like, huge, massive ego. Like, complete opposite of original Eve. And I'm thinking, like, what would be the opposite of Raven, you know? Raven is a very, like, serious, cool guy, cares about his friends. Like, I don't know what the opposite of that would be.
Apparently, part of Raven's canon is him not having control over his anger as well.
That too, yeah. Because Ray charges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that, or he becomes like a bloody queen and goes completely mad.
Yeah, like does he go insane? Does he go robotic, where he just gives up to the mind control and just like, I'm not a human anymore, I don't care, like, kind of thing?
Okay, so the freaking just like the thing is like every single thing that I've heard theories on what Raven fourth path could be. It's just like I feel very uncomfortable with all of these ideas because I feel like with the current 3 paths, I'm so used to Raven as is. Just the idea of having a fourth path, I don't know. It's just like
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. I think the 3 Raven paths we have now all kind of work very well together because they're all kind of like, what is it? He almost, in a way, he almost has that fourth path kind of story going on with FB because FB isn't controlled by the arm anymore. He put it into subjugation, but he doesn't. At least it seems like he doesn't care about anything else besides his blademanship. You know, we just don't know much about the path, but yeah, it seems that way. And then what is it? Rage Hearts is like, oh, he finally accepted his arm, but he's kind of like this abomination. You could say that.
Yeah.
And then Nova's kind of like the best of both worlds. The arm is in subjugation, and he can like help people and things like that, but he's dying because overheats.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I just noticed? KOG recycles a lot of the concept of like having like dual personality kind of thing in one body. Like, for example, Raven's got the Nassaued Arm Raven, Noah's got Clamora Noah, Labi is Nisha and Labi kind of thing, and Ara has Yun as well. And I'm like, I just noticed that there's a lot of this like dual personality kind of thing going on. Which...
They do have each of their own twists. I think the most like blatant ones are like Labi and Noah because they're both weapons.
Yeah.
And like the Raven one, that's only like a period of time kind of thing. Like once he's out of the mind control, he's out of it. And his true self is in there too in some cutscenes, you can notice it.
Yeah.
So kind of communicates to him in some way. Like it's not verbal or anything.
It just kind of forces him to feel emotions he doesn't want to.
It's just kind of there, trying to take control of his body kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what if fourth path Raven becomes sentient arm?
That'd be interesting, maybe.
Yeah. I can kind of accept that though. Becoming sentient, I wouldn't mind it too much. Darkwater30 asks, "Are you job changing to Raven fourth path?"
Heck no.
Yeah. Meteor would never. Meteor is too dedicated to Nova Imperator to ever do that.
Yeah. Meteor Falcon will never not be a Nova Imperator.
Yeah.
Ever.
I once asked Meteor, would you job change to another Raven class for like $1 million, and he said no.
No. It's all about consistency.
Sky though. Sky, would you job change to fourth path Raven?
Create one, probably yes, but job change? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll make one for sure. I'll make one.
I think the big reason why I like NI so much, or why I want to continue to play with him, is because I've reached a level of play where I'm able to like be critical of my own play, if it makes any sense.
Yeah.
So then, but I feel like I haven't been able to hit that level in any other class yet. So I feel like because of that, so like I'm at this level where like I'm self-sufficient, if that makes any sense. So I can improve my play on my own. Whereas I feel like but I feel like with other classes I can't quite do that. And I think for me, like I rely on that feeling so much to be able to sustain myself that it's kind of like once I lose it, because if I then job change my NI to it, then I like lose that feeling. Then I feel like I'm always like dependent on everyone else to learn my class, and that's not something that I particularly like.
Yeah,
so,
that's fair.
Yeah. So I think as a side character, for sure, I'd be fine with that. But I think it's just like this, especially if I'm switching to a main so quickly. That's not something I kind of want to do.
Actually, Sky, do you have a Rage Hearts and Furious Blade? Like, have you?
I do.
Yes. You know how. Okay. I was actually just wondering. I don't know if we ever asked like this question. So I was just curious now. It's like, why did you choose to main Nova Imperator specifically?
You mean instead of Rage Hearts or Furious Blade?
Yeah. Like, why did you choose Imperator? Yeah.
So important to note that I first played Veteran Commander.
Okay.
So Veteran Commander came first before I tried out Furious Blade and Rage Hearts. I think the thing that really sealed. I mean, for a while I played still had Veteran, or at the time Veteran Commander bias, because I like because I liked him better as a character.
Okay.
But
okay.
I think over time, what really sealed the deal was renewal. Not renewal. I think reboot, the one where it's the patch
The Rain of
where
Fire existed. They made Rain of Fire.
No, it was
Okay.
it was when Rage Hearts and Freeze Blade switch from strength to bravery.
Okay.
I think that's what sealed the deal for me because I think out of all the Raven, well, at least for Freeze Blade and Rage Hearts, I drastically like their strength playstyle better than the bravery ones.
Ah.
So then after that change, I just never really enjoyed. I never really enjoyed them as much as I did before.
What about Nova Imperator switching from strength to bravery? You were okay with? You liked that kind of change?
I'll admit I like strength more, but
Okay.
I think especially because I've been playing for so long that I kind of already had a feel. I don't know, like Bravery Nova felt a lot more better than Bravery Rage Hearts or Bravery Furious Blade for reasons I don't really know yet.
Fair enough. Yeah, everyone has their.
To be fair, when Bravery Nova was a thing, they created Rain of Fire, which is like a really good skill when it first came out.
Oh, true. Like, and it gave us a good reason to switch to bravery because of it, kind of thing. Yeah. Back when we first saw bravery Rain of Fire in KR, and everyone thought it was a bad skill.
God, yeah, that was good.
Oh yeah, they never overheated it in the video, so I thought it was gonna be lame.
Oh, what the heck? That's such a lame skill. It comes out. Wait a second. This is good.
yeah, I thought it'd be like lame because they never overheated it.
Back in the
Two bullets.
back in the old days where the thing did like 130k%.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Good days.
The good old days. We're so old for saying back in the days.
Yeah.
Glad says in before media finds a new love in fourth path.
Not
Media
possible.
said that. Yeah, it's like
the thing
even,
with. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, even then, it's just like it's very highly unlikely or something.
Well, that's the thing. Nova Imperator is so in what's the word? Ingrained. Yeah, Nova Imperator is so ingrained into who I am and into like my brand and just pretty much who I am that it literally is not possible for me to change.
You know what?
Like Nova Imperator is who Meteor Falcon is, if that makes sense.
Respectable. Nova best Raven. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Bias. Personal bias.
Yeah.
He's
10
out of 10 appearances.
Because nothing would make me change because I didn't change to Ray Charts for gameplay. If I cared about gameplay or being the strongest, well, being the strongest, I still like Nova's gameplay the best. But if I cared about being the strongest, I would have easily went to Ray Charts a long time ago. In terms of gameplay, like I love Nova's gameplay too because I love being like at this dangerous low HP situation, still doing stuff.
Hunter asks, who do you guys think will get the next fourth path?
If you're going by if you're going by the video that everybody based their theories off of, it's Rena.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the only evidence we really do have. So I'm gonna stick with Rena. Who would I want it to be? I would always want it to be Raven next.
I don't know. I'm happy to have Raven like last. Like I feel because you know how it's like best for last. Yeah, so the best for last kind of thing. You know, I'd be like it kind of hypes him up even more. So I don't mind if he comes later. So him being at him being theorized to come out next year, I'm okay with that because the more I wait, the more I'll be excited for him when he's released, kind of thing. Yeah. Usually by now, because like you know how like when they tease Genesis, they already tease that Eve would be. They confirmed that Eve would be the next one.
Yeah, they did that on the day one.
Yeah, but right now there's still no word of who would be the next fourth path kind of thing. No. Oh, I got a circlet.
Yeah.
Finally, I dropped something. Yeah. Okay. I can't see Rena having a dark path, not gonna lie. Twilight is a bit of a dark path.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's not 100% dark path. It's a good path that has poison in it. That's the best I can say.
I like to call it dystopian kind of thing.
Yeah, just like the utopia dystopian. That's a good way to put it too.
Yeah.
It's like good intentions, good idea, but the execution is the dark part.
Yeah. Wait, here's my theory. Every utopia is actually a dystopia. So,
yeah, I mean that's what every book about utopia is.
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah, utopia, dystopia. Yeah, so because like all the characters, they think that they're in their own utopia, but from an outsider's perspective, we're looking at them and like, we're just like, okay, that does not feel like a
Yeah,
perfect
it's
world.
not a good thing when you really think about it.
That's very flawed way of thinking. I'll blame Mummy Crow. Fourth path Raven doesn't come. I mean, it's Keiji's decisions. I don't have any control over it. Ah!
Yeah. Also one big thing to know in terms of like, trying to guess what the next path is or like what their gimmick is. Of course we have the whole dystopian thing. Another thing we have is the path will change something about their base gameplay or have an influence on them about that. Because Genesis is all about Way of the Sword and expanding Way of the Sword in crazy ways the other two paths don't. And Eve does that with her movement, you know, because she can't fly anymore. So that's another big thing you can theorize about. It's gonna change some core gameplay mechanic about the character.
Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that happening as well. Raven will probably change a core mechanic then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mechanic. Sorry.
Hardly a mechanic.
Labi will remove her awakening ?
He might have normal awakening. I don't know. You know.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I like that.
I still think Lu and Seal will get rid of the combination gauge and be one person.
Oh,
I think they're gonna truly combine into one being, and they'll have no combination gauge and just typical 300 MPs.
Okay. In that case, would they become a female or male or both?
I don't know.
It's they represent the LGBTQ plus community, or how many letters there is in that now.
Also, I think it'd be cool if Labby's path, Nisha and Labby combine back to make the original Labby. I'm very curious about who the original Labby was like.
Both is good.
What if she dies entirely? What if Nisha dies entirely and the path is about
maybe
on her own?
I mean, that could be the dark part of it.
Oh yeah, then she lost her friend and she's super lonely and she's just like, she's just gone mad.
Yeah, like it could be just like, oh, this is why I split myself up in the first place, kind of thing. I don't know, or whoever split her up. We're not. Labby's story is very vague. We don't really know what kind of creature she is either. She might be a demon.
True.
I think we think she's a demon. I'm not sure.
You reckon she's just like the monsters from the Dark Forest, just like Bibi and stuff like that. Maybe she's just like one of those.
I think she's some type of experiment, because you know how Rasa was like manufactured to be an L-Master?
Oh, true.
I think Labby is
true.
of the same vein.
Okay. Maybe. That's a good theory too.
Yeah, that's my theory.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Yeah, and if not an L-Master, maybe she was made to be a demon lord, because that's like a whole thing in the story right now. Like the demon lords and things like that.
True.
I don't know.
What was I gonna say? I keep forgetting. Yeah, okay, I give up. I'm not gonna remember. Yeah, that would be interesting though. Oh yeah. You're talking about how like combining into one body. That's a lot like Noah, like Celestia, like when he uses Luminary. Yeah,
Celestia when he uses Luminary, I think Nyx. I'm not sure if Clamore's just dead or he combined with Clamore in some way, and that's why he's dead. I'm not sure.
I don't know. No, Clamore isn't dead in
Nyx. He's dead in Nyx. He's dead in Nyx.
Yeah, he's dead in Nyx.
Yeah.
Like, Celestia.
I don't know how he dies or what's the thing with that. Like,
he dies because so you know how like he's going through these time loops.
Yeah.
Right. So I think one of the dungeons it's the one where you fight with the female boss, the Lander. I can't remember her name anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's after you fight with her. But you know how what happens is like everything's you beat her, everything's collapsing, and then Noah tries to save you, and someone tries to save Noah, and at first Noah's like, oh my god, people wake up, and then Clever, and then like there's some silence, and then Clever goes, oh hey, I'm here, like, bro. Yeah. And then in the next path, Clever just died there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and then Noah then continued alone.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually read through the normal path, and then when the bit where Clamore died, and I was like, oh shit, so is that what Nyx Pieta does? Like, what happens to Nyx Pieta? So I was like, I genuinely thought Clamore died there in the story because I knew about Nyx Pieta, and I was like, oh my god, wait, what? kind of thing. But luckily he's alive, and they can be buddy together forever.
What is it? Unofficial Twitch bot said, I was thinking that Labby was a failed Rosso. Oh, okay, that could be interesting.
Ooh!
Like how Dittos are like failed Mews.
True. Wait, that's a good theory.
That's interesting.
I think that's okay. You know that's also pretty good. I like that. Huh. Yeah. I can see that. Cause you know how Rosso also still has a bit of demon in him as well. And you know how Larby, she's kind of like demonic.
Yeah,
she's
implied to be
to demons. So you know what? I think that's a good theory. Very valid theory. Did they ever mention it in Noah's story? Because I don't know if they ever mentioned an experiment, a failed experiment that had very childlike.
There's a lot of canisters there that like I guess imply a bunch of things. You know.
Yeah.
If you have multiple canisters, multiple capsules, then it can only be assumed that there was like a bunch of failed ones until you make the perfect one, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. She's like Pokemon, Mew and Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's about it in regards to fourth path talk. Unless there's anything else to add. Anything else to add?
Anything else I can think of?
Nah, I don't believe so. Okay. Okay, so actually I remember one thing I did want to briefly talk about. One last topic in regards to Elsod. It was regarding Kilroy trying to enhance plus 12 on his.
Oh my gosh! I'm sure Sky has her own stories too. I've seen Sky through the ringer.
Yeah, funnily enough, when he was enhancing his plus 12, Sky and I were grinding raid dungeons, and then I was streaming it, and then people in my chat were just like, "Yo, Roy has been at that plus 12 for like quite a while now," and then I didn't even know because I saw him get the plus 11 via VOS, and I feel like even whispered to him, I'm like, "Oh my god, congratulations!" He didn't respond back, and then I read the megaphone, then I realized, wow, he's been at it for a long time. And then afterwards, he came into my chat because I was asking, I was like, "How much? Does anyone know how much he spent?" And then he just came into my chat and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I spent over 3k USD."
Yikes.
And I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Holy shit!" Because so the amount of tries that ended up happening was it took him 33 tries of losing
33 downgrades.
Yeah, 33 downgrades to 10 plus 10 for him to finally get his plus 12.
Yikers.
Yeah, so guys, when you tell people to go for plus 12, this is what you're asking for.
3k.
Yep.
I can't even.
I was like, it's mind-boggling. I can't
I could never imagine spending 3k.
Yeah, so I'm just...
Wait, dude, speaking of that, I got my records on how many times I downgraded when going for my second plus 12, and I had 36 downgrades.
Oh no!
What
Wait.
the?
But you spent like 1.5k USD, yeah, for that.
I lied. Actually, I spent more.
Oh no! Okay.
Oh no.
Alright. Yeah, plus 12 kind of insane.
That's what I'm saying. Just stay plus 11. You're chilling.
Yeah, plus 11 is gets you comfortably through every content in the game. But yeah, what are you gonna say?
Yeah. And it's also that once you touch power, there's no going back.
Oh. Don't let the greed consume you. Nice. Now go for plus. Yeah. I can't believe like people who like they get plus 12 and then they for some reason think, I'm gonna go for a plus 13.
Yeah.
Who in their mind? Why?
The funniest part about plus 13 too is like the plus 13 effects from VOS and FOJ are not good. It's 10% crit damage increase. Like the raw stats, of course, are amazing.
I don't know, the 2k extra.
I know, like of course the raw stats, like the raw stats are what's amazing. But the fact that the enhanced effects are so bad is just weird.
Yeah.
It's like if it gave me like 20% biz magic or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, it's just so ridiculous. Like the amount you'd have to spend into getting a plus 13. I actually wonder how much Face Roll sold his plus 13 for. I don't know if anyone knows.
I don't know. That item got double sold. Because Face Roll sold it to Big Spender, and then Big Spender sold it to Melody.
Yeah. Oh, what the heck, Melody? What are you?
It has to have been for some like large amount of real life money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But,
would.
yeah,
I
items like
would.
those can't be sold for ED.
Yeah, I would
You have to
estimate like
break
maybe
some
five.
terms.
Yeah, like 5k minimum. Honestly, I'm thinking 5k.
Maybe.
Man,
maybe.
just get a house. Honestly.
Get a mortgage.
Exactly.
Get a nice car.
Yeah. And the thing is, I talked about this too before. I was like, you know what? If you think about it, the thing that killed Rosso wasn't like a Rosso weapon. It was Rigomore set, plus 11 Rigomore set.
Yeah.
I think the same thing that's gonna happen to Birth. The thing that's gonna make Birth candy is the new armor set that's gonna come out that you can get to plus 11.
Wait, new armor
Yeah.
set that's gonna come out?
I
Wait,
feel like,
like-
well,
gonna do it
obviously,
eventually.
I think eventually,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
point I'm
yeah.
making. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like-
I thought you meant like it's coming out soon.
No, no,
but
no,
I'm
no,
like-
no, no. Yeah. Yeah, because you know, back in, like, we're technically, if you think about it, we're fighting Rosso with El Renode right now. That's what's going on.
Mhm.
You know?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys probably saw like what happened when I switched from strength stacking Elrino to
Oh yeah, that was
Wow.
insane. Yeah, we were with you. At that
Wait,
fight.
even then though, the other ridiculous thing with Sky using her jank like 2-2 setup or like full Elrino was still doing more damage than me with like Rigomore gear. And I'm like, man, at times like this I realized, wow, that's the power gap between us.
that's I think that's the plus 12 speaking actually.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that too. Maybe that.
Well,
I think that's
you gotta say that, like, that was the point I was making though. It's just like, okay, one person with plus 12, like they can, if you're doing a 1-to-1 comparison, obviously the plus 12 will be stronger. But if you're doing like okay, all 6 members have this new set, like, you know what I mean? Like, then
Yeah.
the power is like more distributed throughout.
Yeah.
That's what makes the runs very easy.
Yeah.
Also Rigomore also off the stage.
Yeah, that's it.
So if someone else can fight with stage and it boosts his damage by a lot. I guess it's also Cerulean as well. Like imagine if you get like 5 resets in a row or something.
Right.
Crazy on your main skill and then you
And even Crimson too, you know, that much polarized for free with the adaptation, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also in regards to that, because you know how from Ariano to Rosso, there was a Demon Realm debuff that was introduced.
Yes.
And the other aspect was Rigomore Gear gave us adaptation.
Yeah,
That-
it was a
that-
huge thing.
Yeah. Whereas for Birthright didn't really introduce a new stat because we still use adaptation.
Yeah.
So I feel like the spike from the new armor might not
They would have to create something to make that spike. To make an equal spike.
definitely. They'd have to, exactly. Yeah,
You know,
that's what I think as well. Because
whether that's like maybe an adaptation cap increase only with this armor set, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's one idea.
Yeah, that's an
I think there's-
definitely.
Or a
I
whole
think
new
there's also that
stat.
with the burst being released, there's it gave us like new title, new accessories. So you have people running Rosso with like black and white and VOS now.
Oh, true. True.
Further makes the raid joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rosso's baby raid now.
Mhm.
But even then, you still don't want to underestimate Rosso. Because,
Oh yeah. Rossa can still mess you up. Rossa
Yeah,
can
which
still
is
mess
like,
you up.
which is I think is good.
Yeah, it's
because-
fine. I like the power level that Rosso's at. Rosso's, I think, is at a very
Yeah.
nice power level.
Yeah, like it's easy if you know what you're doing, kind of thing, and you're already ahead. But if you get too careless, it's still,
The
you
last
just
2 fights will
pay
still
for it.
get you sometimes if you're not paying
Yeah.
attention.
You'll still pay for it if you get too careless, kind of thing. Yeah. One-shotting Rosso with first freeze, yeah, that happens more, like a lot more often now, definitely.
Yeah, especially with the numerous nerfs that's gotten over time. How many times has this HP been hit? Like 4 times?
Something like
At
that.
least 4 times I feel like.
At least, honestly, I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
And we just keep getting stronger too.
Yeah.
We only recently got another power boost with the Spirit Stone system, which is a
yeah.
very nice power boost
Yeah.
from the Yellow 5.
It's nice though.
Very
We
nice.
like all the power boosts we can get.
Ah.
Also anything to increase our CP. Meteor Gashita!
Yeah, I did. I will say too, like,
Lasers,
real
by the way,
quick.
I get
ahead.
2 tapped by the lasers.
Oh, I
And-
get 2 tap too sometimes. If I potion in
no,
between, I stay
no,
alive
you,
though.
No, you take like 5
Ah.
5 hits before going down.
I have a lot of
Wait,
adaptation.
Wait, birth rate or?
No, she's talking about
the-
lasers.
The hand
Ow.
lasers.
Yeah, I have a lot of adaptation
Oh.
actually.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, I thought.
if I'm just come here, I'm like, bro, I'm being one shot by these prisons. Like, how are you taking them? What?
I'm living them only because I have the resurrection synergy as well. So that's helping a lot as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's true, because that gives you like a second of invincibility. So if you get knocked down, you can you have time to roll out of it at least.
Oh, I got armor. Nice.
I got circle.
Damage reduction. Nice. Someone in chat asked. Also they added the res where you have to wait to be res to be Rosso in Rosso.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah, I just realized because I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, wait, I thought I could just automatically res in Rosso.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's the first time they implemented a mechanic where if you're dead, you have to stay dead for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You gotta think about what you did.
Yeah. Think about what you did. It's a timeout zone. Why I did. Sit here and think about why you died.
It's also the.
It's
Go ahead.
naughty corner.
Yeah.
Naughty corner. Sit in the naughty corner.
Speaking of naughty corner, wait, have you guys ever been put in the naughty corner in school?
No, I was always the quiet kid.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when I was in like kindergarten, we call it kindergarten. So before grade 1, we have things
we
called
have that too.
kindergarten.
We have that too.
Oh, okay. So in kindergarten, first day of school, I think I missed like the orientation day or something, because I just went in, like when I got dropped off at school, I just went into the first day right off the bat. And obviously, me being the kid I was so scared, and I just kept crying non-stop because my mum left, and I don't see my parents anywhere around, and she left me in this scary place. So then the teacher gave me a beanbag and a naughty corner. I just sat there and I slept until I calmed down. So I think that was my only experience of being in the naughty corner, technically. For crying about being scared about school.
Wow.
Wait, what about detention though? Have you guys ever been on detention?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I copied someone's homework once and I got put in detention.
What? For something like that? Ah, lame.
I mean, all I did was do my homework in there. It wasn't even a big deal.
Media was such a good kid.
But I think for me, I think the fact that, I don't know, like, from how I perceive things, if you get put into detention, you just sit in a hall and you, with a teacher monitoring you, and you do your homework. Is that how it works?
I mean, that's what worked for me. Like, I remember hearing stories when I was in middle school about detention, like, oh, they make you clean the toilets or whatever, and things like that.
Oh, what the heck?
I mean, that's
Child labor?
It's just the stories I heard, but in reality, all I did was just sit in the classroom and did my homework for like an hour or two.
Okay.
That's basically what I did every single lunchtime. The instant I was allowed to sit in classrooms during lunchtime.
Just do your homework in class.
Or like do my own thing in an empty classroom.
Okay.
I much prefer doing it. I think prior to that, because for us we're not allowed to be in the classrooms during recess and lunchtimes unless you're a senior.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I think before that, what did I do? Oh, that's right. I sat outside the music. I just sat like outside my usual music classroom, and just was on my phone, or like some tucked away corner of school. And then as soon as I was allowed into the classroom, I'm like, yes, I'm just in the classroom.
Okay, fair enough. I think in a way we did something similar in high school because pretty much we didn't have a playground, so we couldn't play sports or anything during lunch. So all we could do was kind of just sit around and wait for break to end, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Back in the days at primary school, we're doing schoolwork and homework was actually fun because everything is so easy. Then high school came and it's like, nope, not anymore. For me, though,
you gotta work.
Yeah, you gotta work, you gotta study for your future.
Future.
Yeah, for me, I did get put on detention, but not just me. It was with my friend group.
Okay.
Yeah, we were playing around. We were playing like hot potato with a kid's hat, and he was in our friend group. Yeah, and apparently, because we thought we were just joking around and having fun. But apparently the kid was actually angry and he went and told the teacher on us, and then the teacher told the principal, and then we had to go to the principal's office for one lunch. And then he was talking to us about it, and then we were just like, then it turned out it was just a misunderstanding. It's like we thought we were having fun kind of thing, but it turned out he didn't like it. And then the principal was just like, yeah, just understand that just because you guys are having fun doesn't mean the other person is having fun kind of thing. And I was just like, okay, my bad. yeah, we were still cool, good friends afterwards. So it was all good. It was all good.
Okay. That's good. School that did not have detention. Sometimes I want to go to my school actually has a detention because I've never heard of people getting detention. Because I'm in a...
Yeah, you went to an all-girls.
My school is an academic gate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, who would risk that if you got hard to get in?
Yeah. So like, I assume that academic gated schools would be better behaved, but I say that, but then Sydney boys, considering.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. All boys schools.
Boys schools are
There's monkeys in there. What the heck, man? It's not good for the guys as well. I recommend against them.
The biggest flex is that the schools I went to did not have detention.
Yeah, that's what Sky was reading.
So how did you get punished then?
So yeah,
I think everyone was just so well behaved they just never got punished.
Yeah,
that's what
people just don't.
I guess so. Okay.
I think
yeah, girls, you know, we're all very good. We're all good citizens of society. We never misbehave. We never step out of line.
You never fart either.
No, actually, I feel like getting detention and all that, or like people in my school not getting detention. I feel like it's less of that we fear the consequences of getting detention, and more like we fear the consequences of our parents finding out that we got it.
Yes, yes, for sure. That is the Asian mindset.
Yeah, I think especially when you go to this really academic school, B, your parents expect you to perform like really well, and C, when your parents are probably paying for you to do like, I don't know, like maths coaching 4 hours a week or whatever.
Yeah.
You become a lot more scared of your parents than of like the actual consequences.
Right.
For sure, definitely. Because my mom back then, she was definitely a tiger mom, but then I started like, I got really rebellious. I'm even now I'm still very rebellious. And she just kind of gave up on me in the end. kind of thing. I like it more though, because our relationship is definitely getting better ever since she stopped being a tiger mom.
That's good.
Yeah. Kick them out of. Kick them out. Yeah. Getting told like to go outside the classroom. There's always that one kid in the class who gets. Well, specifically in mixed schools, co-ed schools, there's that one kid who's always getting kicked out.
When I was in middle school, some of my teachers went in on these kids. Cause like I went to a private middle school. Obviously, that means parents had to pay money. I remember this one time, just one of my teachers just went in on him because he was like just goofing around and not just pretty much just messing around. She was just like, "How much does your mother pay to have you be here and you're just messing around or whatever?" And I remember just looking at him and he just had the awkward just look on his face, couldn't say anything.
Oh
like,
no. I don't know about the feeling of outing someone out like that just in front of the whole class. Like, can't you talk about it in private?
Maybe.
Talking about it in private is a lot better.
Yeah, because it's less scarring.
Because that happened. No, because I agree. Because that happened to me. Freaking. I remember in middle school, there was this thing called AR, accelerated reading, where you had to like read books on your own time, and each book had like a certain amount of points, and like you had to get a certain amount of points for your reading class to pass or whatever. And I never did it because I never liked to read. I'm a person, I don't like to read. I like to analyze things, so I never like to. I think reading is boring and I get tired for it or whatever. And I remember because the teacher would always get angry at me, and she's like, "Why aren't you doing your AR tests or whatever?" And like I just never had an answer. And I remember this one time I was just like, okay, fine, I'll do a test, I'll take a test. And I remember taking an accelerated reading test. Of course I passed it because they're easy. And then I remember she literally made me stand up in class, and she's like, "Oh, insert name here, stand up." And I was like, okay, why am I standing up? And like I thought it'd be something cool, like whatever. And she was like, he has taken his first AR test of the year, and like she forced people to clap for me. And I remember sitting there being like, I'm never freaking taking another one of these tests again. Like, I just got publicly embarrassed. And I remember some of the other kids in class who didn't realize she was, because she was obviously like low-key insulting me, of course, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she was essentially outing me. And I remember some like the kids in class who like weren't that sharp. they were just going to her. He's like, really, the first one, really? And I wanted to punch this kid in the face, like in the back of my mind, because yeah, I just got I legit got publicly embarrassed, and in my brain I'm just like, yeah, I'm not taking another one of these tests again. No, like. Did you in my brain? I was just like, did you think this was encouragement for me? No, you just publicly embarrassed me.
What the? Oh god, dude! Some teachers, it's just like, how did you even get a teaching license?
Yeah.
That makes me angry, actually. As someone who has tutored kids before. Oh no, that's just so stupid.
And that's the thing. Like, I was a good kid. It's just like I didn't want to read books in my free time. Like, if it's not homework, I'm not gonna do it because it was just like, you read whatever book you want.
Anything, talk about it in private. Don't embarrass them in front of the whole class. That's how anime villains are born. What the heck, man? Literally the start of a villain story right there. I hate, and then they start hating society.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I mean, education system. Everyone's had their stupid stories. So we kind of just have to live with it. It's not much we can change.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there was something I really wanted to talk about real quick and wanted to bring up in regards to education system. Recently, China passed a law to ban tutoring outside of school.
I thought you were talking about the gaming thing.
Wait, gaming? There is that too.
Yeah, wait, well, let's talk about this tutoring thing first, because you brought it up first.
Oh, yeah. The gaming thing is also a law in China where the kids are not allowed to play video games after a certain time at night. Understandable. So in China, they got banned. By quite. What the heck?
What's the idea here?
So they said that tutoring is taking away the children's childhood. So pretty much they're saying like, oh, they want to return the
so it's actually more positive.
Yeah, it's coming out of someplace good, but they're executing it badly, kind of thing. Because now what's gonna happen is parents are turning to illegal tutoring. Never thought I'd hear that word in my life. Because
that's you have a crafty parent.
Yeah.
The government is literally telling you to have fun and be a kid, and your parents like no.
No, it's the reasoning. The reasoning is because education system in China, because it's so highly competitive, you need that tutoring to pull ahead.
Yeah, like it's not uncommon for you to go to school for like 6 hours and then go to tutoring for probably another, I don't know, 6 hours or something.
6 hours, yeah.
Okay,
but yeah, it's coming out of someplace good, but it's hard to execute because of how their education system works now, because it's so competitive, it's so highly competitive kind of thing. So yeah, it's coming out of someplace good, but it's not gonna be executed.
There's a core problem here that needs to be fixed first.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, yeah, obviously it's
I think this is one of those things that you can't fix immediately.
Yeah, it's
especially in tandem with the whole gaming thing, because I think they're doing that to try and curb gaming addiction. Which I think has been a problem.
It's admirable.
Like because of it's a problem because of how competitive things really are, and like the amount of stress that these people have to face, and the consequence, and what ends up happening is you have these kids who are like, screw this, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I need to get addicted. But at the same time, it's kind of like, but at the same time, if you ban tutoring at the same time and all that, it's just kind of like,
it's not helping. It's kind of counterintuitive in a way. I think.
Yeah, and I think I think a big part of it is because it's such a sudden change. Like because I think with time the workforce may become less competitive. It might become less. Like it might actually become less competitive. Like it might actually work out, but it's definitely not like it's gonna work immediately.
I think the biggest thing that Sky said was like it's such an abrupt change. Like this compared to like okay. Kids are only allowed tutoring these many hours or whatever, you know? Because like now it's just like bang, it's gone. Yeah, that's sudden change. Compared to like compared to like okay, you only do these amount of hours of extra tutoring per day, or like or be like kids are supposed to have a certain amount of hours of playtime. You know, let's flip it around. Make it so kids are supposed to have a certain amount of playtime, and then you can be like,
you
can fit that playtime in there.
Yeah, true. That would be better.
I think the system actually works well for I guess younger kids, or like kids who are like either kids who are about to be born or kids who are like
yeah.
extremely new. Because I think like for existing people, this is not going to work well.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So a lot of tutoring places have changed to vocational training rather than like tutoring content for younger kids. So it's just like, I guess that's better, but it's just like at the same time, it's not really. It's still helping in the long run, I guess. They did say that. So everyone's just saying. So everyone was saying, okay, that well then they better make appropriate changes to schools as well then in the future, so that there isn't a need for tutoring then at that point.
Right. Exactly.
I think even regardless of how good school is, I think the fact that tutoring brings benefits is enough of a motivation.
Yeah.
So I think obviously improving schooling is the best thing to do, but I don't think just that would remove the possibility of remove like the whole motivation to go to tutoring.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, one of the things that you did mention the gaming laws where kids are not allowed to.
Yeah. So what's that law specifically?
So it's just pretty much children under the age of 12 cannot play video games past 8 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
And there's also that children under the age of 18 are only allowed to play, I think, certain like allocated hours during certain days of the week.
Yeah, it's a very authoritative ruling over their society.
And I heard things about like, oh, people can use other IDs or whatever to play these games. Yeah,
100%. It's it can be bypassed very easily. Like you can just use your parents' ID and then you could
yeah. And also, if the parents do not choose to regulate their kids' play
time, that's the thing I was thinking of too. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I agree that you can sidestep these laws, but I think this law, the video game law in particular, I think that's supposed to give more power to the parents. You know, because I think if sometimes parents unfortunately bend their will to their kids. But I think maybe this might give them some more power to be like, it's actually illegal to do this. So, because like if they find you with their ID, for example, or another's ID, and it's like easy punishment there.
Yeah. Wait,
I think it's a lot easier for a parent to be like, stop playing this game, go out, do something else.
Touch grass. Go out, touch grass.
Yeah. Compared to like, okay, it is literally illegal to do this.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, that's definitely it. There's a differently.
Yeah, because I don't want to assume. Obviously, I don't think the government's just gonna go after you.
Yeah. Start knocking on doors.
Right.
If you don't abide by the rules, you're gonna go missing.
Yeah, I think it's to empower the parents. That's just
maybe. Donwolf said that apparently it's kids under 18 can only play 3 hours of games per week. Really? It's that low?
Yeah. 3 hours. Yeah, it's 1 hour on Friday. 1 hour Friday, 1 hour Saturday, 1 hour Sunday. And it's also
way too
low.
allocated
times. I think it depends on the game. I think certain games have certain allocated hours. I can't quite remember. But I do know that one a game that I play that's I know the game that I play now has like some kind of startup message. I haven't been able to read it yet, but they're also only allowed, and also if it's a public holiday, they're allowed an hour as well.
Oh.
That's way too low.
Oh my god! Dude, I'm thinking about how... Yeah.
Actually, what I'm most curious about is what this will do to the esports industry.
Yeah.
Because as you know, many people who enter the many people who are professional players start out when they're like 18.
Yeah.
17, 16.
Oh yeah. True. Oh.
And then so usually these people have like gotten to this level of play by the time you have gone professional by the age of 16 or something, like you have been playing for like hours on end. You are sacrificing your little.
You have I'm gonna say you have to.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking. If you guys are familiar with the League of Legends player Faker.
I watched him eat a hamburger with Tyler 1. It was very funny.
all that video. I haven't watched it yet, actually.
It's really good.
Yeah. But basically, I think some time ago there was some like interview or like some like show that or some like thing that he did with his Chinese literature teacher from like middle school or something.
Uh-huh.
And then I think his teacher was saying like, his teacher was saying that like Faker would sleep in class, like, or at least like Faker would just sleep in class because he'd been staying up playing League. And and there's and I think there's a lot of other professional players who like Korean professional players who have stories of like skipping class to go to the internet cafe to play League.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, it's honing the craft.
Yeah, so it's like you have to play for maybe like at least 4-6 hours a day just to be able to like get the skills to be professional by that age. But when you when you put these restrictions on, like I mean, of course, there's an easy way to bypass it, but at the same time, it's like it's still illegal, and it makes me wonder what it would be like because China is one of the strongest. Because China is a very strong gaming region.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Which actually like brings to mind like maybe that's why suddenly like phone games are getting so popular in China as well because you know you can just sit down 10 minutes, they're convenient, and just do it like, and I'm like, and MiHoYo having only made phone games is like probably why because they have to cater towards their own target audience.
Yeah.
They gotta make these games that are like short duration. You can just get in 10 minutes, done, get out.
Yeah, it's like with Genshin. Like I mean, Genshin, like whenever new content comes out, like you know, you can spend hours and hours on end. But at the same time, like, but like once you've explored that content, it's kind of like maybe you'll spend 30 minutes max doing your weeklies.
Yeah.
And your dailies, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really quick.
You
just go in.
Yeah, whereas with Elsword, it's very easy to just spend like 10 hours.
Yeah,
you can just go stamina on the wall.
Yeah. But it's like that's like the difference between like the MMO and the gacha. Like the MMO and the gacha are very similar. Like it's definitely a big Venn diagram, but there's definitely things that each thing has on its own.
Yeah. Like the Time Sync is a great example because most gacha games, like vast majority of gacha games, are restricted with some kind of standard system.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There are like sometimes, like for example, for Genshin particularly, I wish there was things that we could grind more for. I wish we could grind a bit more in Genshin. But I guess at the same time, it is still like a relatively new game. So I guess it makes sense that they don't have much content to grind for right now, kind of thing. Yeah. Actually, speaking of Genshin, that was something else I wanted to talk about before we wrap up in like 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Genshin news. I guess we might as well move on to talk about Genshin. So I guess in regards to Genshin news this week, there's another streamer event happening. So I don't know if people knew about it before, but the streamer event is pretty much they reward you Primogems for streaming Genshin Impact for I think 15 hours within a certain.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of hour threshold. There's like an extra reward if you get followers while playing Genshin, etc., etc.
Yeah. I think this time they changed it up a little bit because you know how the previous side quest it was like the more hours you stream, the more rewards you get.
It was both.
Oh, okay.
The last one had followers too.
Yeah. This one they got rid of the more hours you stream, the more rewards you get. Instead they only kept the more followers you get more rewards. So I think maximum you just stream 15 hours and you get 500 Primogems and that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's say I did it last time. I got 1,000. I got 1K premium.
Yeah. I didn't know where to submit my screenshot, so I missed it.
Damn.
Yeah, unlucky. It's alright. Use all the resin in 20 minutes. Honestly, even shorter, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, you're done.
Yeah, depends.
Depends on how good you are as well. Like if you're mega geared, you can basically speedrun everything.
Yeah. Either that or you condense resin done in 10 seconds.
What did I say?
Yeah.
I say recently in recently in Genshin, my saving finally finished. My waifu came out. I finally got her. It feels good.
We need to talk about as well. Media's waifu.
Finally came out. 7 months of saving, and I got all I needed. Yep.
I had a friend who, like, I didn't know watched your videos. She came to me. It was the person who did the Elsa 2v2 tournament with. She came to me and she's like, "What the heck? Media's so lucky." And I'm like, "Wait, what? What happened?" And
am I lucky? Right. 7 months of saving. I don't know if that's luck or I'm making sure that happens.
To be fair, you got two.
Yeah. The extra consolation definitely is like.
Yeah.
That's a bonus.
The most unlucky was just the weapon banner.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
That's
still confirmed it. Yeah, it's still.
What kind of horror stories are plenty?
Oh no! Wait! You want to tell your horror? I'm interested. I don't know about this guy.
Wait.
What's your horror story
Oh no,
about them?
actually, my Wolf and Bad experiences have been pretty good. So I don't have any horror stories, but I'm sure there are. I've heard many Weapon Banner horror stories.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like, you know Die?
No?
Wait, have you heard Die's one? It's so funny.
Wait, what's what?
Have you heard Die's? Weapon Banner
No.
experience?
What happened?
Like, so if you guys know the also player antagonist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he goes for he's going for Staff of Homer.
Okay.
The other one on the rate up is Wolf's Gravestone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the classic. Okay, go ahead.
Die does not own Zillook. He gets 4 Wolf's Gravestones before 1 Homer.
Oh, the
nice.
horse, the classic. Well, who what was the YouTuber that had that happen to them too?
Tectone.
Yeah, the Tectone classic.
Friggin' Tectone had the same thing happen to him. I think he got 6 Wolf's Gravestone before he even got his first Staff of Homer. So, yeah, definitely back then, Weapon Banner was definitely the whale of the whales. Like, if you were free to play, you did not go for that.
It's
Never.
still whaley, to be honest.
Yes, it wasn't until they implemented this pity system did like, okay, finally, it's actually better now.
Yeah, it went from whale to dolphin.
Yeah, exactly. At least now we can guarantee it, unlike before, holy shit. Kiga, Tectone.
Oh yeah, what Kigo said, yeah. Crow is the luck archon. Let us say, so Sky, so Kigo was pulling for the Raiden Shogun, and Crow was literally just like, okay, you got it now. And he literally got it as soon as she said that. It was crazy.
I just randomly, oh yeah. It's happening right now, and then it turned cold, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then I'm like, is it gonna be Raiden? And then it was actually Raiden. I'm like, holy, we lost our minds.
Yeah, it was so
cool. Good start. Just a good start to the day. Meteor also got really lucky. I think he got a.
So I have C3, Raiden Shogun. What is it? You can still clip that, by the way. You can just go on my VOD to clip that. Here you go.
True.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, so I got C3 Raiden Shogun. It was so good, because, like, there was 2 times I rewatched my video of it. Literally, the first 2 constellations, they were the, first 20 pulls of that set. And, like, the best part, too, is, like, they were 2 50-50s that I won. It was so good.
Yeah. That was so lucky. That was ridiculous. And then the third constellation was, you lost the 50-50.
That was hilarious, yeah. Because it was an early goal too, and we were like, oh snap, again, nice, let's go. And it was like a goal, and we were just like waiting for it, and it was Mona, and we were just like, you know what, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't. And then legit the next one, the immediate next thing is Raiden Shogun again, and we just lost it.
He was like, I had to sit up on my bed. I had to get out of. It made me roll out of bed. Like that's how good it was, kind of thing. And he lost the 50-50, but not really, kind of thing.
Yeah, the one time I lost the 50-50, it didn't matter because the next literally the next pull was the Raiden Shogun.
I don't know, man. You know, dude. Okay, after that banner, my friend list is just like everyone had Raiden Shogun, and then it's just me with my Zhongli. Everyone on my friend list has Raiden Shogun. Even my friend who just started playing Alan, he has the Raiden Shogun as well, and he loves her so much because he's like she's so fun to play, kind of thing.
Yeah. There is wait, what were you gonna say first, Cloven?
I was gonna talk about the sales of Raiden Shogun.
Oh yeah, go ahead, talk about that.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, so Someone released the stats for the first 2 sales of every single 5-star upon release. So for reference, Zhongli in the first 2 days, Zhongli is a very high, like he racked in a lot of money. In the first 2 days of Zhongli being released, that was about 3 million. I think it was USD. I think 3 million. He racked in about 3 million USD. In comparison, Raiden Shogun first 2 days racked in 9 million USD.
And in comparison to that, do you know Klee's number?
Was it 6 mil?
I think it was 6 mil. Here's the thing, Klee, that was when the population of the game was at its peak. So keep that into account too. is that Klee's banner was when the population was at its peak, and she had first place for months until Raiden Shogun just dethroned her.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to know that she wasn't as hyped. Well, she wasn't nearly as hyped as Raiden Shogun. Like Raiden Shogun, we knew about her.
Her bonus was from the fact that Genshin's population on the release was like enormous compared to how it's already big, but it was enormous when the game first came out.
Yeah.
And Klee was the first new banner.
It was so global back then, kind of thing. I think Miho did a really good job at marketing the Raiden Shogun.
But hold on. Knees. Okay. Unfortunately, there is a controversy with Raiden Shogun. A couple actually, unfortunately. So one of the main. Why do I keep sneezing? Okay. I'm talking bad about Raiden Shogun. She's punishing me. So one of the problems with Raiden Shogun is bless you, thank you. She doesn't. Unfortunately, she is not a really good 5-star until you get her Constellation 2. Constellation 0 compared to Constellation 2 Raiden Shogun is literally night and day, unfortunately, if you want to make her a DPS. If you want to make her a support and you don't have like anything else that supports energy, she's fine. She's okay, she's fine, she does what she needs to do. But that compared to a combination with what is it? Freaking I lost my train of thought. So that and her Constellation 4 is now the current Constellation 2. So it's interesting that I wonder.
Changed it from beta, something?
Yeah, they changed it from beta. So it's from 4 to 2. And I've seen a couple theories lying around that like maybe they did that to encourage people to pull for that second constellation to get that kind of power spike. But another problem with her is that Electro is just the worst element in the game. Go ahead.
I think Raiden herself, but she I don't know. I wouldn't. Oh wait, no. It's still relevant. She's still a good DPS for like she's still the best Electro DPS, but I guess it's just the element still kind of drags it down.
Yeah, like that's the problem with Electro is that Pitching is another example where her best build is the physical build, just because Electro is so bad. Like that's the problem. Because Electro reactions, they're superconduct, which is for physical damage, so it's not even for the element. There is overload, which is a pyro hit, and it also knocks enemies away, so it's bad for the like abyss for positioning and things like that. And then Electro Charge, which does a very tiny DOT over time, which is just not damage compared to like Melt, compared to Vaporize, compared to Freeze with the Blizzard Slayer set, you know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Every single other, and of course Anemo with freaking broken as heck swirl, like, and Geo is now a very good element after it got buffed.
Yeah,
and
after the buff.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Before Geo was the worst element, and then it got buffed by Zhongli. Like, Zhongli came out and then they buffed it later on.
Everyone was just like, buff Zhongli.
Yeah, and I think that's the main crux of the problem of C0 Raiden, is that if you have C0 Raiden, you're getting energy recharge, which, you might not even need depending on your, depending on the characters that you have anyway, because her energy recharge is good, but it definitely depends on the team that you have, because her chakra resolve stacks gain from higher alts. So if you have a team with like very cheap alts, your resolve won't build very high and things like that, etc., etc. So
actually,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I actually don't think C0 Raiden is that bad. Like compared to other 5-stars, she's still like pretty good, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just the issue is I think the issue is it's just between C2 Raiden with a 5-star weapon. It's just such a huge gap compared to a C0 Raiden without that 5-star weapon. It's just the gap is ridiculous.
It's that. It's also every other Archon is the best in their category. You know what I mean? So Venti is one of the best
crowd control AoE.
Crowd control. Zhongli has the best shield. She does not have the best energy recharge. She just
really?
doesn't. No, she doesn't. At C0. At C1, it's really good. At C0, no. That's the thing though. At C0, Venti still is the best gatherer. At C0, Zhongli is the best shield. At C0, she is unfortunately not the best energy recharge.
Who's better then?
It's because that's the thing. You get more recharge from your element. It's a big thing. And then, that's the thing. Like, depending on your party, it could be Venti, it could be Bennett, things like that. Yeah, she just isn't the best at C0. She's good. She's quite good, but you don't get enough resolve stacks fast enough just because you're missing that C1 ability. Because C1 makes you get resolve stacks faster. So
I think the main game changer is that engulfing lightning weapon.
Yeah, that too, and that's another thing as well.
I think I can't talk about this because it's actually spoilers in regards to
those are what spoilers obviously.
To her. Yeah, okay, no, this is spoilers regarding her solo story.
Yeah. Don't say anything. Don't say anything at all.
I mean,
let's just move on. I don't want any spoilers. Just move on. Just move on.
Yeah. Cause yeah. You know. I think something I'll just talk about it after you play the story quest. Thing. Yeah. But I personally think the Raiden Shogun. I think because her purpose is supposed to be sub DPS. I feel like she's in a comfortable position. I think it's okay.
That's the thing. At C1 she is. At C0 she is not. And without the engulfing lightning as well. She just isn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not...
That's the problem is that at C0 and with a free-to-play weapon, she is outclassed by just other 4-stars. So unless you really like her or like you really don't have those other characters, like you don't have a Bennett to be your fire energy recharge, you don't have a Sucrose to be your Enemo energy recharge and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Again, I can't put my argument forward because everything's spoiler related. So, I just say I can only just say I don't agree completely with that. I think her at C0 it's doable. I think it's just doable. It's manageable. It's just not as bad as what people are making her out to be. I still think she's good. She does what she's intended to do.
But I can't say for anybody else. I can only know what I read because I have her at C2 with her weapon.
I personally disagree with the idea that she's not good at C0. I think it's just the issue is just that C0 and C2 has such a huge gap. I think that's the issue.
People think it's bad.
Yeah, and that's because then it's kind of like her full potential is locked behind a paywall kind of thing.
I would recommend reading some posts from the Raiden main subreddit because that's how I found out most of those things. Because this is coming from people who actually have her.
Yeah, no, because I
at C0
did play her with a certain setup, but and she did better than my child and my Ayaka, and I'm just like, because that burst damage is like nothing to laugh at. I'm just like that burst damage is
yeah, but you have to build that up with what is it, chakra
burst attack.
But and again, it's dependent on.
It's not that hard to build it up.
No. It depends on who's in your team and if you have C1. If you don't have C1,
it was not a C1 Raiden. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but
C1
did you have? It depends if you're high. It depends on the alt cost too. If you have high cost alts, it's very nice, because the higher the cost of the alt, the faster that it charges. If you have low cost alts, it's gonna take more rotations.
Yeah. So I don't think the issue is with C0 Raiden being bad. I think the two main issues I've read about and seen is that she's incompatible with a lot of party compositions, and the fact that C0 Raiden has such a big gap with C2 Raiden that it just feels unfair, that kind of thing.
Yeah, compared to like Venti, who can be in any team, and Zhongli, who can be in any team.
Yeah, exactly.
The same characters. Like if she was the ultimate energy recharge at C0, I think it'd be fine. That's one route they can do.
But my point being is just like I feel like her at C0 is still not that bad compared to other 5-star characters at C0. Like for example, Ayaka and Char, because I have them. So I don't think like it's as bad as what people make it out to be. I think it's just people really like Raiden. They want her to be the strongest kind of thing, and because of that, they accept more because she's an Archon. They want her to be more.
I'd recommend reading posts on the Raiden main subreddit. Because that's people who try to make builds with the characters that they paid for.
Personally, I just feel like compared I played with that Raiden, right? And even though she wasn't even that well geared, she was doing just melting people's health, and I was just like, holy shit. And I think that's part of the reason why I kind of want to pull for her is because I tried out that Raiden, and I'm like, oh my god, kind of nutty. It's so easy to just get this damage, and I kind of want to use her now. Kind of thing. Yeah, but that's the Raiden Shogun. I can't talk about it more, just in case, just because Raiden Shogun, it's spoilers regarding her story quest. Her story quest was her story quest was.
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want any type of anything that's a spoiler. Today, I mean, maybe depends.
I'll see. Either way, I don't know. Wait, what was that? What? There was. Oh no. Yeah. I will reveal to you my reason for rolling for Raiden after playing the story, kind of thing. Yeah.
Every single comment I have on her is story related because I haven't been keeping up with the game. Well, I've been keeping up with this. I've been keeping up with like, as in like people's opinions on what the story has been. So therefore, all my comment on her is on the story. So.
Have you played the Inazuma story quest yet, Sky?
Nope.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I haven't played Genshin since Inazuma was released.
Okay, fair enough. I understand. Okay, how come? Is it because punishing Grey Raven is just like stolen your heart kind of thing? Oh, pretty much.
I mean, I think it was more. Yeah, I think it was more like Okay, this sounds like a really stupid reason to not play Genshin, but honestly, like the lack of new male characters has actually demotivated me.
They recently what is it? Not recently.
I mean, but at the same time, like it should be more motivating because now I know that my wallet is going to be completely safe for the next like.
True. I'm just worried about reruns because if they do like Child Zhongli rerun, my wallet I'm gonna get rid of that.
I don't think they're gonna do it for a while though because they just did one recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's characters who've never had a rerun.
Yeah. No, it's just like some people are speculating that Child's gonna get a rerun based on like some stupid leaks.
It's too soon.
No, they're Yeah. So I don't think that's. So some leakers are saying that he's gonna get a rerun, but I'm like leaks, man. Take it with a grain of salt. I can't really.
Yeah, it's too early. Maybe Ganyu because she hasn't got one yet.
Yeah.
Too early for
Most people are speculating Ganyu and Hu Tao.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Child is too. Really. I think they can hear us, right? In chat.
Stream is frozen on my end.
Really?
Oh, really?
Because everybody said bless you when I sneezed.
Okay. Because because the image on my screen is frozen. Hold on, let me try.
Might just be Australian internet, honestly.
Oh yeah, sorry, late.
Okay, what was I saying again?
Child rerun. You're scared about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna talk about they are really. Oh, cancel. Oh shit.
Oh shoot! Why? What happened?
That's rebuff.
Oh, I mean it's only like one run left, right?
No, I've got 10% stamina left.
Oh yeah, I did raids.
I got 15% stamina left.
Okay.
But yeah, have you seen Torma? Torma's kind of cute.
And I guess to be honest, I've been like waiting for certain voice actors, and now I'm just like waiting for them to.
That's fair.
When?
Oh no, I'm actually looking for Chinese voice actor suits.
Okay.
But I've heard recently that they've I don't know whether this is true or not, but I've searched in their wikis and apparently they voiced some NPCs. I don't know. I have to investigate it.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
There are definitely cases of like voice actor voicing NPCs and also playable characters as well. So I think.
Yeah. So I think there is a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a really good chance of it. Yeah, Torma, I don't know. Torma really just looks like Child 2.0. Honestly, I'll be real. I'm not complaining. He's very cute. I kind of like him, and his attack moves did get leaked, and because of that, I really want to roll for him now, because he's so freaking cool. I won't spoil it for anyone who doesn't like leak spoils and stuff, but it's just like the leaks almost convinced me to pull on his banner, even if he's a 4-star. Because he's kind of just really cute and really cool. So I might consider pulling for Torma. I'll think about it. It would be nice to have more tall male characters. The fandom does like to speculate that Ayato would be a tall male character, but who's to know like when he'd be released, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
If it will be released.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the reality of the situation is that female characters sell better.
Yep.
It would rack in more money, kind of
especially.
thing.
Hmm?
And it,
Like, as in, like, how so better? As in, like, they'll
sell
rack
better.
in more money.
they sell better, yeah.
They sell better. Yeah.
Sell better, yeah.
And in
there's
my
also-
opinion, I feel like they peaked with Child and Zhongli.
With male
Even,
characters.
even
or-
Child really pales in comparison to Zhongli's
Yeah,
sales. Actually.
I'd say I think those two were the dynamic duo of male characters, and I don't think they're gonna peak that.
I think actually in the first banner, Child just completely got overshadowed by Zhongli.
Yep.
Because on Child's rerun, he did better than on his first banner, Child's rerun banner.
Yeah.
So I feel like
I think
Child
there are
really
some people
got-
at the Donleys already, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's
let's get
complete.
Child.
Also,
Yeah.
something that's interesting about the graph Crow was talking about earlier, intensifying the Zhongli thing. Staff of Homa is the only weapon on that list in the top 20.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was like an indirect
the
path
best.
to Zhongli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like not only was it Hu Tao's signature weapon, but it's also like but the weapon is also
Zhongli's best
very good
weapon.
on Donley.
Yeah, Zhongli.
It's
Yeah.
That is that weapon beats character banners. So.
Yeah.
If that goes to show you anything
Um,
about Zhongli, there you go.
Yeah. I think Zhongli, in a way, he kind of is miHoYo's baby, I swear. They treasure him so much, and the community treasures him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he's, like, for a male character, he performs really well on sales.
Yeah, and I don't think they can top him, honestly. I really don't.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like, yo, they're gonna have to, like, aim high for me to, like, roll for another, like, tall male model kind of thing. The reason I rolled for Child is because he was associated with Zhongli as well. Kind of thing.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But
That
yeah.
was also a very good unit.
Yeah.
I think he's one unit away from. Well, at least like I think his biggest downside is that he doesn't. Well, at least the reason why he's not like ridiculous is because he doesn't have a support that can keep up with him essentially.
True.
Because
Okay.
for example, if a Xingqiu existed, but for Pyro, Child would instantly be better. Because imagine like you press E and then you're proccing. It's a bit similar. It's basically like the Xingqiu deal combo, or the Xingqiu Hu Tao combo, except on Child.
Yeah. Actually, maybe when Toma is released, the Child and Toma combo might be pretty good. Because
Maybe.
it's something related
Actually, I haven't seen Toma's kit yet, so I don't know for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna spoil it. Okay, I'm gonna spoil it for people in chat. Guys, close your ears. You go look away for five minutes or something like that. Toma's kit is he consistently applies. He puts up a pyro shield like Xin Yan, except better. It's like he's Xin Yan but better, pretty much kind of thing.
Wow.
So
Poor
he
girl.
procs fire a lot. Yeah, poor Xin Yan. He procs pyro a lot more frequently than Xin Yan does. So he'd be good. He'd be perfect for. So people are speculating he'd be perfect for a melt Ayaka composition, because of how often he procs pyro on enemies. Because of that.
Melt's
So
also broken. I just thought about reactions.
Yeah. Melt and vaporize both are ×2 multipliers, kind of thing.
Electro crying in the background.
Yeah. Yeah. So because of that, people are speculating that Toma might be the new another Xingqiu kind of thing. You know, yeah. But that's beta right now, so it could change in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think spoiled milk. Yeah, sorry guys, you can listen in again if you can hear me. Not that it works. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. Yeah, those are the leaks and stuff. That's pretty much all I had a plan for Genshin stuff. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to talk about in regards to Genshin? Probably not.
No.
Not much.
No,
Not much
really.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a streamer event. Raiden Shogun, good girl. I like her a lot.
Mhm.
and that's about it. I guess other than that though, I think we're pretty much up for time for the podcast for today.
Yep.
Yes. Do you want me to close it off for us, or any?
Yeah, go ahead.
You do it. Ah! Yeah. I think yeah, pretty much that's all we have time for podcast for today. Yeah, good talk. It was pretty fun. It's really nice having Sky back here again
Yeah.
with us.
That's
It
nice.
was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. fun again talking about Elsword and Genshin. Lots of cool Elsword stuff this week. There's a lot to talk about Elsword. Very keen for next week's grind. Don't forget the. Oh wait, did everyone get their FOJs?
It's too late now if you didn't.
Yeah, wait. I completely forgot to put the reminder in game, but hopefully everyone got their FOJs or something. Next week is the Summoner EXP grind event. So.
And tomorrow is 300 Amethyst. Don't forget.
Oh!
Same time.
Oh.
300 Amethyst.
Oh, wait, what's this for? Why? Just 300, randomly 300 Amethyst.
Birth raid. Birth raid revamps.
Ah, okay, I'll take that. Alright, man, I can't wait to like enhance all my gear after I do my 30-day grind challenge, man. I'm gonna have so much amethyst to burn. Alright, that's it for us for today. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and people on YouTube as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. If we have like questions that you thought is interesting for the YouTube listeners, if we have like if you hear a question that interests you, feel free to answer in the comment section as well. I do read them sometimes, occasionally. So yeah, yeah. But other than that, any other closing statements from you two?
No.
Okay, yeah, all good then. Then without further ado.
Bye! I didn't have to lay it out for the last couple minutes.